What if we told you that doing these 7 things could significantly impact your Chi's feelings and harm the relationship between you two? In extreme cases, they may even increase aggression and ultimately lead to depression and other issues. Maybe you've never considered them before, and they might seem unimportant, but after watching this video, you may want to think again. Back in the 80s, the Russian physiologist Ivan Pavlov wanted to understand how animals learn. Working with various dogs, he rang a bell every day at the same time before feeding them. Soon, the dogs learned that the bell meant dinner and would start drooling just from the sound. The next day, the bell rang again, and again, food arrived. One day, the bell rang and name but no food came. The dogs waited, confused. Saliva flowed, appetite awakened, but there was no food. Luckily, they still got their dinner, but this experiment also revealed that dogs are creatures of habit. So, we'd recommend avoiding disrupting their routines. It's better to stick to a consistent schedule for walking, going out, feeding, and similar activities. For example, start feeding them at the same time every day and test this theory for yourself. It's simple. Chiz don't like unexpected changes and are not as adaptable to dynamics as humans. Now let's imagine putting on a pair of jeans that fit you perfectly a few months ago, but now you can barely button them up. Every movement is a struggle. You sit down and they dig into your stomach. You try to stretch, but the fabric holds you captive. It's so frustrating and annoying. Think about how our little Chiz feel when you put a tight vest on them that constantly presses against their body, making them uncomfortable. In most cases, this is why they freeze or start growling at us. Take little Bella, the neighborhood Chihuahua. Her parent adored dressing her up in tiny sweaters and jackets, but she hated them with every fiber of her being. The moment she got dressed, she froze like a statue. Walking became an awkward, robotic shuffle, like when you try to move in pants that are way too tight. One day, she was put in an even snugger sweater. Bella rubbed against the couch, desperate to escape. When that failed, she flopped down defeated. The moment it was taken off, she sprang to life, running, barking, and feeling free. True comfort for both dogs and humans means clothes that let you breathe. We know, they look so adorable in that new hoodie you ordered from Amazon. But next time, be careful about the size. And remember, no one likes to feel uncomfortable. So social media is full of videos portraying Chihuahuas as madmen, always angry and aggressive. Even Google shows that people frequently ask, is a Chihuahua the most aggressive dog? Or are Chihuahuas naturally angry? What nonsense. How can anyone think that this little Chi-Chi baby is a monster that always bites? Actually, it can be, but only because most of those angry Chihuahua videos are taken when they're either playing with their favorite toy or, even worse, while eating. How would you feel if someone touched your plate while you were eating after a long day of hard work? Just like Chiz do? Jokes aside, everyone hates that. Every human, every dog, every cat, and Chihuahuas as well. People just need to stop doing this. If you're the type of person who loves messing with their food, please stop. It hurts their feelings in the long run. Remember the neighborhood Chi named Bella we mentioned earlier? Well, her owner learned an important lesson. Not to dress her in tight sweaters that make her uncomfortable. But there was another thing that left her very confused. A common scenario in every small dog's nighttime routine is sleeping in bed near their owner. At that moment, they feel cozy, safe, and loved. But sometimes, we just want privacy. We want to relax in our own bed, just like Bella's owner. So one night, she felt like royalty, nestled in soft blankets. The very next night, she was banished to the cold floor, her eyes wide with confusion, her heart broken. We realized that this inconsistency is one of the reasons they become depressed. And no, it's not about sleeping on the floor. It's about inconsistency. They can feel warm and cozy sleeping on the floor in their own bed, but the problem is when the rules keep changing. Try to be more consistent with what they're allowed to do and what they are not. If they're allowed to jump on the chair while you eat, let them do it every time, not just when you're in the mood. Changing rules confuses and stresses others, dogs and people alike. This fifth thing might be the worst one. As you've probably noticed by now, many situations that negatively affect people also have a bad impact on little Chiz. Do you know one of the main reasons people become depressed? It's the same reason they stop socializing and start distancing themselves from others. The longer someone stays in isolation, the harder it becomes to reconnect, leading to increased fear and avoidance of interactions. Chihuahuas, like every other dog on this planet loves social interactions. They want to be part of a community and do not want to feel abandoned or rejected. Unfortunately, some people either don't understand this or intentionally or unintentionally do the opposite of what their chi needs. Did you know that Chihuahuas are one of the most common breeds found in animal shelters, especially in the United States? Think about whether you're giving your Chihuahua enough attention and not unintentionally neglecting her so she doesn't feel bad. But since you're watching this video, we believe you're one of the caring owners who will make sure to give your little Taco Bell Chihuahua all the love and attention she deserves. However, out of fear that their chi might feel neglected, some people go overboard with socializing, not giving them peace for a nap or a small break from daily activities. You can find countless videos on YouTube and TikTok showing aggressive Chihuahuas, but people rarely show the full picture. Most of these videos capture Chihuahuas during their me time or in a half nap after a long day of guarding the house from strangers and handling the stress of being home alone. Imagine never having me time and always being in active mode. Chis are delicate creatures. If someone teases them too much or plays too rough, they can get scared or upset. Respect their privacy. Once they've had their fun, some Chihuahuas like to retreat to their favorite spot for a nap. If your chi moves to a quiet area, avoid disturbing them. Let them relax. Sometimes they can be fierce and irritating. Late at night in a quiet neighborhood, the neighbor's Chihuahua, Bella, starts barking at nothing. She usually does this during the day, but this time she decided to do it while everyone was sleeping. The neighbor lost his temper. "That's it!" he yelled. "You'll sleep in the garage tonight!" Bella whined and scratched at the door, but her owner ignored her. The next morning, the neighbor woke up later than usual. Something felt off, but he couldn't quite place what it was. He went to pour food into Bella's bowl, but she wasn't there. Suddenly, remembering what he had done, he ran to the garage and found Bella, anxious after spending the whole night alone. Realizing his mistake, he immediately started cuddling her, apologizing for his overreaction and promising that he would never punish her so harshly again. "I'm sorry, Chi-Chi, no more punishments. You were just being you." But here's the tricky part. While he may have solved one problem, he unknowingly created a bigger one in the background. Acting in anger can blind you to what truly matters, and over-the-top punishments can genuinely hurt their feelings. This doesn't teach them what not to do. It only makes them afraid of you. Do you think Bella will stop barking at night next time? Probably not. After all, they are only dogs and don't have an awareness of what's right or wrong. It's up to us to train them properly because, as we said at the beginning, they are creatures of habit. Have you ever had an overreaction or used a harsh punishment with your Chihuahua that left both of you feeling bad afterward? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to Chihuahua TV.